What up? Coming through with my piece on Future and Ciara because I've just seen so many conversations floating around on the internet, and it's bothersome. It's bothersome because people are just so ahistorical. You know what I mean? I want to say that every time Ciara posts, it's like a new outfit, a picture of her and Russell, a picture of her and Russell, baby Future, her and Future. It's very rare, outside of her promo for Jackie. It's very rare that we see Ciara like that all up in the news, just all out there, especially for anything negative. As of late, and I say as of late because Future played himself when he said that he's finally breaking his silence. How are you finally breaking your silence, Mr. Future? Mr. To come. How are you breaking your silence? If we've been hearing from you steadily for the past 2 years, like since baby Future Zaire was born, we've been hearing from you about how you don't approve of Ciara and how you want to call her a bitch and how you want to talk about she's making permanent decisions in a temporary situation. How, Sway? So many black men are standing up for Future. So many black men are like, it should not cost money to see your kids. It should not cost money to see your kids. But no one thinks about the fact that if you're the primary care, if you're the primary care parent or the custodial parent, you really don't have a choice but to do for the child, but to care for the child, but to do everything that you can to make sure the child is doing well. You really don't have any choices. Whereas the other parent can really do whatever they want and really can have all different types of lives and experiences and situations going down. And it's really not as much of a problem. And it's primarily with cis-het couples where, when we're talking about black cis women, raising these damn children by their damn selves and not really ever having any options to just be like, deuces, I'm living my life. I'm on a yacht with this other person. I'm over here doing this and that. It's very rare that we get to see that kind of, that vulnerability. You know what I mean? I feel like when black women go through divorces, 9 times out of 10, you know what I mean? They're supposed to be single and alone as fuck. They're supposed to be taking care of their kids by themselves and not really letting another man or person in general interfere. And I find that really interesting that Future is not a stay-at-home dad-ass nigga. Like, he's not someone that's gonna be home watching Caillou, watching VeggieTales with your baby. That's not what's happening. He is a performer who is out here living his damn life. So it's really interesting how so many people are giving him the benefit of the doubt that, he's not being abusive, he's not being cruel, he's not being honestly anti-black as fuck, and doing things with so much malice. Like, it's just so interesting how so many people are caping for Future and seemingly involving themselves and having a personal connection with Future, and I just want to say to y'all folks out here who are talking about child support and whatnot, in this case, Future is the father of many children. He has 3 other children outside of baby Zaire, okay? So, because he is not able to be there for those children on a everyday basis, it's probably the case that the women that he has the children with do have some sort of agreement with him. However, it's very clear that the other 2 women aren't famous. They don't have their coins on the internet. People don't know how much money is going in and out of these women's pockets. And furthermore, these women aren't outside of his life in terms of having another partner, doing things with their children, and that being news. I find it really interesting that Ciara not only has the coins but the clout to be out here living her damn life after the love is gone between her and Future. But so many black cis men are up in their feelings because they feel some type of way about a woman that's perhaps withholding them from seeing their child because, newsflash, if you're not able to be consistent with a child, you really shouldn't be seeing your children. And that's just a fucking reality. And I'm going to be emotional and I'm going to pull out my own shit and say, my dad did not have joint custody. My mom had full custody. She had sole custody. My father paid child support and he paid a very paltry sum for 2 children. He paid under $200 per month for 2 children. You feel me? And I just feel like in ways, you know, after the fact, my dad really is trying to rewrite history. He's really trying to paint this picture that my mom kept him from us. But I just think about all the times that my mom probably wasn't able to do what the fuck she wanted to do, wasn't able to live the life she wanted to damn live because she had to get a babysitter that she couldn't really afford, or she had to be with us because she couldn't afford that, or because, you know, she wanted a break or needed a break, and that wasn't possible because she only had herself. Support systems are great, but at the end of the day, if you're a parent, you really only have yourself unless you have someone who's willing to co-parent, and they need to be there consistently. And a lot of these black cis men is not there consistently for their damn kids, and then wonder why it's costing money to see your kids, because you're costing that woman all this money to take care of her children by her damn self. If we both created a life and you are like deuces and you're not taking the shit seriously, then I'm going to make changes. I'm going to request that you give me money. I'm going to request that you see your child on this day, and this day, and not this other damn day, because I have a damn life. When the love is gone, why do black cis men feel so much damn entitlement to black women, not only their time, but their damn womb? That's a real interesting question for me that I really want to have answered, because I feel like there's so many black men out here that are putting their own experiences, you know, with black cis women into this shit. And the reality is there's so many black cis women who have so many experiences with ain't shit ass daddies who just were not there for them, didn't really have a coin to give them, didn't really have nothing to really offer them in their life. And really, that nigga's not even a part of your shit no more. You know what I mean? So I feel like in ways, there's a lot of pain, there's a lot of trauma that's happened to a lot of people, and I feel like that's why it's such a heavy topic, because I think a lot of people can find themselves in it. They're either feeling like Ciara, feeling like that single black woman who's out here raising their kids and have another partner, someone that's willing to not only be there for you, but be there for your child, which is really hard. That's something that we don't really talk about. You know, I know that for myself, I fear dating single parents because I feel like in ways I don't make a lot of child positive decisions. You know what I mean? The things that I choose to do, I don't feel like I should be doing those things around a child. I don't feel like I should be influenced by those things around a child. So I feel like in ways, me not dating a parent is because of safety for the child, in my own opinion. You know what I mean? In my own comfort level, not really trying to get involved with people who are parents. Have I had partners that are parents? Yes. Were they amazing parents? Yes. But I feel like that's also in ways a trigger. I feel like one of my partners is a very amazing parent. I want to just take some time out and be like, this person, let me put on the fan too, because bitch, I'm sweating, girl, and I don't want to take off my sweater. I don't want to take it off because it's comfortable, but it's hot and cold at the same time. You feel me? Like, there's parts of me that's hot, there's parts of me that's cold. Anyways, I had a partner, and they're still my really great friend. I still love them, but in the timeline that we were partners and they were a parent, it really fucked me up low-key, because they're such a good parent that in ways I found myself like feeling sadness and just anger at my own parents for just not having like any kind of semblance of care that this person had for their child. And that shit really like made me feel like, whoo. So I feel like it's really hard for me to date parents, especially good parents, because I feel so many emotions about seeing parenting in action, about seeing people really care for their children, because a large part of my childhood, I really wasn't watched, you know, I really wasn't told the right things to do. I wasn't really told, you know, a lot of things that I had to learn as an adult and I had to teach myself. So when I see an adult, you know, just talking to a small human and treating them with respect and love, that shit hurts me, but good. It's a good hurt. But it's one of those things where it like makes me really have to do a lot of work. And I feel like in ways I'm not ready to do that work, you know what I mean? In ways I'm not, because it should be like having me crying and feeling wild, and I don't think I'm ready just yet. But I think that it's a reality that so many people don't date parents for all types of reasons, not just the reasons that I have. I know there's people out there that feel like if you're a parent, you're not going to have all the 100% of your damn life force and time to deal with a relationship. And I feel like that's very true. But I feel like at the same time, there are people that do know how to balance. There's parents that are poly. There's parents that are out here, you know, casually dating, openly dating. But there are so many people out there, especially black cis men, that will not date a woman who has children already because they feel like, that's not my kids, I'm not raising nobody, that's not my kids. There's so many reasons why folks don't date parents, and I think that is really cool that like Russell's not only like a famous dude, but he's like a famous brown man. You know what I mean? Stepping up, to not only be, you know, a co-parent, but a lover and a friend. And I think that it's very rare we see shit like this. That's why it's so bomb. Like, I think that's why it's so big. Is like how many black women are out here, you know, dating again. I feel like also interesting. Amber Rose, you know, came in defense of Ciara, and I feel like in ways it's like, Amber, even though you're white passing as fuck and you don't really claim your blackness, girl, I feel you, but like not really, but like you don't, but like think about how many folks like tried to play her like after Wiz played her. Like Wiz played the shit out of Amber. Now turn around, like she over here dancing with Drake and taking snaps with Drake, and everybody's feeling ways and it's feeling good. But it's like the amount of like not no cares really that folks have in terms of Amber and her living her fucking life to the fullest. Like, she has a young child and folks do not give a damn about what Amber does. And I feel like that's also goes to show that like people do watch black cis women, they watch black femmes, they watch us, and they make sure that we're in line and that we're being respectable, and then that we're not doing too much in terms of, you know, caring for ourselves, that we're always, you know, trying to reach out to black cis men or trying to do for black cis men. Like, that's literally what folks really do watch us to see. And I think that for some interesting reason, you know, Ciara just doesn't have autonomy in this situation, not just because she's in the public eye, but because she is a black cis woman, and because people are really out here, you know what I mean, not really giving black cis women any kind of autonomy. Future, you're just a shady ass nigga. Like, I just don't know how the fuck you could even rap about having all this money and then you want to talk about what's going on in your personal life with your baby's mama and your baby, like what? And then trying to shade Russell for why? For why? It's a black fairy tale. Like, fuck Princess and the Frog. Like, we got this like brown skinned ass man loving this brown skin ass woman, this brown skin ass baby, and they's all living good and happy. And the only person that could be mad is the dude that not only cheated but left the damn family to just be by his damn self, to try to hurt somebody, try to make somebody feel inferior. But how does it feel now to see somebody enjoying? You know what I mean? When I listened to I Bet by Ciara, I knew, you know what I mean? I knew that she knew what the fuck it was. So I feel like that's all it is, you know what I mean? Ciara know what the fuck it is. Ciara knows. Ciara knows that this nigga is mad, but she already said it. She made it because she prayed it. She was like, I bet you're going to feel some type of way when I'm out here with someone who treats me better than you. Who's better than you and treats me better than you do. I don't know all the words, bitch. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a big Ciara fan, but I do fan out for black women out here, black femmes out here, just trying to live their fucking little life. And motherfuckers trying to block. Why is you blocking, Future? You just put out an album, girl. You would think you would rest your pussy. You think you would rest your pussy, drink some tea, you know, lay back, stargaze, you know what I mean? Get you a new hat, you know, get you a new hat brush. You think you would be just doing things that are gonna help you in 2016, but instead all you're doing is setting yourself up to look like the most saltiest, high sodium ass soggy noodle. Like, that's really how you look. You look really crusty. Well, coming through with my piece on Future and Ciara, because I've just seen so many conversations floating around on the internet, and it's bothersome. It's proof of Ciara and how you want to call her a bitch and how you want to talk about she's making permanent decisions in a temporary situation. How, Sway? So many black men are standing up for Future. So many black men are like, it should not cost money to see your kids. It should not cost money to see your kids. You know, outside of her promo for Jackie, it's very rare that we see Ciara like that all up in the news, you know, just all out there, especially for anything negative. As of late, you know, and I say as of late because Future played himself when he said that he's finally breaking his silence. How are you finally bothersome? Because people are just so ahistorical, you know what I mean? I want to say that every time Ciara posts, it's like a new outfit, a picture of her and Russell, a picture of her and Russell, baby Future, her and Future. It's very rare. You're really breaking your silence, Mr. Future. Mr. To come. How are you breaking your silence if we've been hearing from you steadily for the past 2 years, like since baby Future Zaire was born, we've been hearing from you about how you don't